Good morning, my dear students. I am Garima Sariyal, your EVS teacher, and today we will be continuing our chapter Cities and Villages. So students, in the previous class of this chapter, we have studied that cities have so many advantages and disadvantages also. In advantages, we have seen that cities have so many facilities. There are so many modern schools. There are so many hospitals with well facilities. There are so many jobs for youth. But on the other side, we have also seen that there are so much problems in cities. Like cities are very crowded. They don't have much space. There is a lot of traffic problem in cities. Cities are very polluted. The air and water of the cities is very polluted. People don't have much time. These are some of the major problems in the cities. So today we will study about villages. We will study about the advantages in living in the village and the problems people facing who are living in the village. So let's start. Villages. So villages are very green, they have a lot of trees, they have pure air. It seems very peaceful place to live in village. Villages has kacha house, and the most of the people who live in the villages, their occupation is agriculture. So people who live here has been living here for a long period of time. But villages also have some problems and some advantages are also there. So firstly we will study about the problems people facing in the villages. So the roads are not proper in the villages. The roads are not proper to walk or for the vehicle. Villages don't have proper electricity supply. In some villages in our country, they don't even have electricity. So this life is very difficult. They don't have proper school to study. They don't have proper building for the education. In some villages, students in the villages study in under the tree. Or if they have building like this is not a proper building, or this is not the appropriate building to study for the students. Next, villages don't have proper hospitals. Villages don't have proper hospitals. Either they are existent or they do not have proper facilities for the patients. Next is, villages do not have modern transport facilities. They have bullock cart, rickshaw, etc. to move from one place to another place. So those were some problems which people are facing in the villages, but there are some advantages also for living in the villages. So as we have studied in the cities have very less space, but in villages people have a lot of space to live. People have a lot of space, so they live a peaceful life. There is no traffic here. There is no traffic problem in the villages. The water and air is very clean in the villages. The water which is available in the village is very clean, and air is also very clean in the villages. So the people living in the villages have time to spend with each other. They have time to talk with each other. They live with harmony and support each other in their difficult times. So students, there must be a lot of difference between the lives of cities and villages. People living in the cities are facing some major problems like air pollution, water pollution, and they are facing different kinds of diseases. They must have different facilities, but there are some major issues which they are facing. But the life in villages is very simple. They don't have much facilities, but they are getting clean water, they are getting clean air, and they are living a happy life. So students, In this chapter, we have studied about the cities and villages. We have seen that there are a lot of problems in cities, but there are a lot of facilities in cities also. In the village, we have seen there are a lot of problems in villages too, but there are some advantages also in living in the villages. So now we will see the differences in cities and the villages. So we can find pakka houses in the cities, but in the villages we can find kacha houses. We can see so many kacha houses in the villages, but in cities. In the cities there are pakka houses. In cities there is a facility of hospitals, there is a facility for health, but in the villages do not have proper facilities of hospitals. In the villages they do not have proper building for the hospitals. In cities we can find modern schools, but in villages they don't have proper education system. In some villages they don't have a proper building to study for students. So cities have modern transport facilities, but in villages we can find bullock carts, rickshaw, etc. Villages do not have modern transport facilities, but cities have modern transport facilities to travel. Cities are very crowded, but villages are not crowded. In the cities, people do not have space to live. They do not have much space to live, but in cities, people have a lot of space to live. Cities have a lot of problems like pollution. People in the cities facing problems related to the water pollution, air pollution, soil pollution. But on the other side, villages are very green. In villages, we can find a lot of trees, a lot of plants. Villages are not facing problems related to the pollution, like water pollution or air pollution. Next, cities have a lot of traffic problem. People do not have time to spend with each other. The people living in the cities are very busy. But on the other side, villages. In villages, we cannot find the problem related to the traffic. People have time to spend with each other. They are living in harmony and peace. So students, there are a lot of differences in the life of cities and villages. I hope you have understood the chapter. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.